Today we are in Big Bear, just a few miles east of Big Bear Lake, a bit closer to Baldwin Lake, right on Highway 18. And we are going to be giving you a full tour of Smart's Ranch Road, also known as 3N03. It is an easy trail, but there are a few rough spots. We're going to show you those spots so you can decide if you want to try this trail or not. So let's get started. Throughout this entire video, you will see the GPS coordinates of where I am at any given moment down in the lower left of the screen. You can copy those GPS coordinates into Google Maps and it will show you exactly where we are on the map. We're also recording a GPS track file, a .gpx file that you can import into your GPS or Maps program. You can download that file at our website, NotaRubicon.com. There will be a link to that exact page for the file in the information section of this video down below. On that page, you'll also find a little bit more information about this trail. You'll also find some links for Google Maps that will take you to the starting point and the ending point of this trail. So even if you don't have a GPS, you can just click those map links and it will show you on Google Maps the starting and end points of the trail. Smart's Ranch Road is a very easy trail. It's really more of a road than a trail. It's fairly well maintained. As you can see in front of me, it's very wide, very flat. And it's like this most of the way, but there are some hard spots or harder spots. So we're going to show you those spots. They're nothing extreme, but they're quite a bit more difficult than the rest of this flat, easy road that we're on. Smart's Ranch Road, in addition to being a tongue twister, is just almost exactly 7 miles long from where we started at Highway 18 to where it ends. It kind of turns into Burns Canyon Road, which is 2N02. When you get to the end, you've got a couple of choices of where you can go from there. You could turn around and go right back the way you came and come right back out to Highway 18. You could make a right turn onto Burns Canyon and then follow that out to right near Baldwin Lake, or you can continue straight on Burns Canyon going east, and you can take that out to Pioneer Town. You can go to Visera Spring. You could go out Rattlesnake Canyon. So from here, this is kind of an entry road into lots of places up in the East Big Bear area. The first few miles, there are several places for camping. We always see campers camping along the way if you don't mind being right on the main road. This is a fairly well-trafficked road. The experience level for this trail is extremely low. If you can drive this road. It's basically a dirt road, except for those more difficult spots up toward the end that we're going to show you. And even those spots, any beginner could make it through. This is one of the runs that we bring our beginner groups on. We have brought several large groups of up to 40 vehicles through here, and everybody's always made it through easily. We've just had to slow down and give a little spotting sometimes in those rough spots. Will your vehicle make it through this trail? If your vehicle has a 4x4 sticker on it from the factory, then yes, your vehicle will make it on this trail. Any four-wheel drive, Jeep, SUV, all-wheel drive vehicle can easily make this trail. Even though there are some more difficult spots up toward the end, not a lot of clearance is needed. Any 4x4 or all-wheel drive vehicle should make it with no problem. We've taken full-size trucks through here. 90% of the trail you could do in two-wheel drive. Most vehicles would only need four-wheel drive, possibly four low, in those rougher spots at the end. You do not need to air down for this road. There's nothing extreme. There's nothing that would require you to air your tires down. We did air down. We pretty much always air down just automatically. Not because we're going to be doing anything difficult or extreme, but because airing down your tires just makes the ride quite a bit smoother and more comfortable. So if you have a way to air back up at the end of the day, then it's not a bad idea to air down to 15 to 18 PSI. It will really smooth out the road because there are some washboarded areas. There are a few little bumpy areas like we're on right now. So just very mildly bumpy. Rocks are sticking out just a little bit. We're about a quarter of the way in. But this is where airing down will help, just to make the ride a little less jarring as you're getting through the rough spots. And we're on one of those, coming up to one of those first rough spots, and apparently this guy isn't sure if he can make it. Looks like he's having trouble getting up. It's a little steep hill, it's a little rocky and rutted. It actually looks worse than it is when you get on it. Just kind of stay to the left out of those rocks and it's fine. It's a little rutted up at the top. Get a little bit off camber, but it's not real difficult. There are several places where the road splits. You'll see little offshoots going off in different directions. Some of those are gated, but a lot of them are open. The trail is not marked, and a lot of those offshoots are not marked, but it is easy and obvious to see where the main road or the main trail is and where the offshoots are. So just stay on the main big road and you won't get lost, and just basically keep heading east. Coming up now on a little bit of an uphill, off-camber, rutted spot. You can see right in front of me. Not super hard, but it's not flat like what we've been on. So you have to slow down. If you've got a totally stock vehicle or vehicle without a lot of clearance underneath, you might need somebody to get out and spot you just so you don't hit one of the big rocks. But it's not that bad. And then it's right back to mostly flat road. But it does get bumpier and bumpier. We're about halfway through the trail, and the road does deteriorate a bit in several places. Still a road, still easy to see, still mostly flat, but we get more and more of those kind of rocky, rough patches. All right, here's another uphill. It's a little rocky, a little bit rutted. I'm gonna go into low just so I can go up slowly and comfortably because I'm in a stick shift. This is one of the rougher spots, but it's really not that rough. Just stay on the left here and it's not loose or anything. Just go right up. Slightly off camber. And you're done. Might be a little intimidating if you're brand new to off-roading. And we come right around the curve and another little rocky spot. You know, there's rocks right there, but I'm just gonna kind of go up here to the right just a little bit. Those rocks aren't big enough to stop anything. They'll slow you down, but they won't stop you. Continues on, a little bit rocky and a little bit bumpy. Really not that bad. The road narrows a bit. There's now a wash down 20 feet or so below us on the right. Another really rutted spot up here on the left. So you can see it's rutted in the middle, and it's kind of flatter up on the left and flatter up on the right. So you could go around it either way. I'm just gonna go right down the middle of it, because I got a Jeep. And it was a little bumpy. And I'm in two-wheel drive and in high. It's not loose or anything, but it is rutted enough. Most beginners would probably slow down and take a second look at it. It's not bad. And right around the corner from that, it's kind of a long uphill. It's not super steep, but it is rocky. This is probably one of the harder sections of the trail, and it's not that hard. You might have to go slow, you might have to go careful if you're in a low clearance vehicle like a all-wheel drive SUV or Subaru or something. You might need a little spotting just to make sure you don't scratch up the pretty plastic pieces hanging low. Any stock Jeep Wrangler will have no problem. Most four-wheel drive trucks would have no problem. Another couple of bigger rocks sticking out in the middle. Just kind of go around them. I'm just going to put my driver's side tire right over them. Go right up. This is an easy trail. Even this hard spot is relatively easy. It's hard in relation to the rest of the trail, but it's easy still as far as trails go. This is one of our trails that we bring beginners on, and we've brought dozens of vehicles through here. Every single one made it. Probably 99% of them didn't even need spotting or anything. And then after that last little curve, road kind of flattens out again. Oh, no, I lied. I totally lied to you. It's a little bit more uphill, not real bad. And just more of that same rocky stuff. The rocks aren't sticking up real high. It's a little bit rutted. All right, now we get into a tough spot. An ATV coming down. All right, this is the hardest spot of the whole trail. It's bumpy going up, a little bit easier on the right, rockier on the left. Neither are super extreme, but you will likely have to slow down and you might need some spotting. Right after that bumpy spot, you'll see on the left kind of a little offshoot there. That's sort of an extra credit section that goes up and around the spot that we're about to enter. We're not going that way because that's not a legal offshoot. So of course we're staying on the legal road. So this section is actually almost as challenging as that little offshoot. It's pretty steep and it's got a really sharp almost U-turn at the top, and it's usually a little off camber. So got some rocks. It's a little bit, rutted. Nothing like the spot we just went through. And then you've got a ledge straight ahead, and you got to make a really wide, sharp left turn bank here, so you don't fly off the edge. And, it's a little rutted and a little rocky. Not quite as bad as the one we were just up, but it'll keep your attention. And that is it. That is Smarts Ranch Road. We're coming up now on Burns Canyon to NO2, and that's pretty much the end of this trail. So we thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. If I missed anything or got anything wrong, let us know. Please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. You watched it this far, it couldn't have been that bad. And we will see you on the trail.